This video of mine now has close to 3 million views, but when I published it, the first few months, terrible, the worst views ever on my channel until I did one thing. You see, I noticed the video is very good. People find it valuable and the audience retention amazing. But this video has low views. People aren't seeing the video. People are not clicking on the video. And that means one of at least two things. I have to fix the thumbnail, I have to fix the title, or both. I changed the thumbnail and boom, everything exploded. This video that started as a flat line with trickles of views started having over 9,000 views daily. Today I will show you some of the key elements of a great YouTube thumbnail, and I will give you an assignment at the end of this video. What makes a thumbnail great? It gets a large percentage of people to click, and one metric that could help, especially at the beginning, first few hours and first few days of publishing the video, is the click-through rate that you can find in the YouTube studio and see the percentage of people who are seeing it that are clicking. But what exactly gets people to click? Is it a beautiful thumbnail? No. Two things. It has to be simple, it has to be interesting. Your thumbnail has to be simple because speed of decision. People have just 2 seconds to decide to click or not. And so if your thumbnail is confusing and complex, a lot of people will just scroll past or click away. And so you have to make it simple so they could get the message quickly in seconds. And it has to be easy on the eye so that they can see it clearly. And it has to be interesting to make them restless and compel them to look further, to spend more time on it, to check the title, and eventually to click. And by the way, I use Canva, and it has free templates that can make it very easy for you to edit great thumbnails. But let's start with the text. Your text has to be simple and interesting. And for your text, 4 things are important. It have to be few or none. It has to be bold, legible. It has to have good contrast so that it is easy to read. And it has to be interesting. We have discovered that the fewer the text on the thumbnail, the better. It is punchy, people get the message immediately. It takes them a shorter time to make the decision. Ideally, the words should be 5 words or less, or no words at all, in case you can use great visuals and image that passes the message even without using a text. And again, it is useless repeating your title on your thumbnail. It's a waste of space to copy your video title in part or in whole and put it as the text on your thumbnail. Look for a way to pass the message in few words or no words. The text has to be bold because a lot of people will watch your video from tiny devices where the thumbnail will be very tiny, and so your text has to be large and bold to be legible and visible. I prefer using capital letters, bold text, and I prefer using fonts that look good and clear on digital devices. Lato, Roboto, Montserrat, Bebas Open Sans. And the text need to have good contrast so that it stands out. You should have a light text on a dark background or a dark text on a light background. It could involve you putting a background or using shadows or using outlines. Let it pop. And the text on the thumbnail has to be interesting. It has to stimulate some emotions. Mystery, like what is it? Intriguing, like making people curious, or stimulating some desire. Does the text on your thumbnail make people restless, wanting to know more? It has to be catchy. It has to be magnetic. And let's talk about the image or the graphics of the thumbnail. Again, it has to be interesting and it has to be simple. It has to be conspicuous, easily noticed among the sea of other thumbnails. It has to stand out, and that's why bright colors are very powerful. Green, blue, orange, yellow, purple, bright colors with good contrast so they stand out. And that's why complementary colors on the color wheels are so powerful. Try to make the colors and the graphics and the images slightly oversaturated, slightly, and increase the vibrancy. It has to stand out. It has to be interesting. Your image, your graphics should tell a story. The image should say something even without the text. What is your image saying? That is why before and after images and thumbnails have high click-through rates, because they tell a story. That is why arrows and pointing works very well on thumbnails. That's why exaggerated emotions work, because it tells a story. And let the graphics and the image be large and visible, because again, they will be viewed largely on tiny devices. Make sure that it is bold and close up if possible. Large. And it's important to mention faces, close-up faces here. We're talking about the face close up faces with emotions and even exaggerated emotions. Faces are powerful. That's why familiar faces also work. Faces of celebrities or popular people. Also for image and graphics, exaggerated actions and emotion actions, powerful. Also, familiar objects work. Something that stimulates some strong emotions in your audience, like money or some skin. Also, unfamiliar objects work because it stimulates curiosity, intrigue, and mystery. Does your image make people restless, desiring to know more? So unfamiliar objects, unexpected objects, stretching reality, or like an open loop that does not finish the story and people want to know more, and so they will check the title or click on your video. It's also important you have some level of brand consistency. When people see your thumbnail, they should almost immediately know it's from you because of some level of consistency and branding. It could come with the structure of your thumbnail, colors of your thumbnail, the style of your thumbnails, or some identifiable brand elements like your logo or your text or your face. Most importantly, have a great video with great editing. Hover preview. So people don't just see your thumbnail, they can place their cursor on the video and have a preview of the video without clicking it. And that preview shows some highlights and a sneak peek into the video and the editing style. And so make sure your video has great editing and good pacing and visuals. Take a break, take some time, go back to your previous videos, especially the videos that are struggling, and redesign the thumbnail using some of the principles you have learned in this video. Get a great idea, work on the text, work on the graphics, and click here to watch this video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you need to watch. It knows your behavior and it thinks you will find this video very helpful. Play big, and I'll see you on the next one.